Well, Dave, you're just off the training pitch at Victoria Park this morning. How did the session go?
Yeah, really well. Again, weather's not been great this week, but probably the best day of the week so far, certainly in terms of the wind, no wind, and the surface is a brilliant surface. It's not something you want to do all the time, and we're obviously respectful to Dave and his grounds team. He curses us being on there, to be fair.
I can't believe he said yes.
I think he's being kind to me because I'm new. But it makes a massive difference to us to be able to get on the grass and to be on the grass that is in the condition it's in, allows us to get lots of quality from the session. You can tell, you can feel the different intensity, the players in terms of not so much their application, but they want to stay out there. They're desperate to stay out there and do more. We've got to drag them in and say, listen, we potentially want to do this again, so get in and be as good as you can and say thank you and things like that. So no, really good session. Sets us up nicely now to travel and obviously train at Aston Villa. We know we're guaranteed a good surface there in terms of match prep, and look forward to Saturday.
Because the weather has really bitten this week, hasn't it? You've got a couple of storms hitting the country, affected your training plans. You've been here, there and everywhere over the course of the week so far.
It has. Listen, I suppose it's being or having things in place to be able to do things at the drop of a hat. We're fortunate, I suppose, around here that facilities wise, with the domes that's unused during the daytime, really during the week, and then going to Sunderland on Tuesday, you can deal with the rain at times, and if it had been raining we could have got on a 3G pitch. The wind is a completely different animal, and the wind up at Peterlee on Monday, Tuesday would have just completely ruined the session. So to be able to still get indoors and get something worthwhile out of the session, especially leading up to an important game for us, was massively important. So use of those facilities obviously helped massively. Again, the back end of the week we're back on grass, which suits us a whole lot better, and we've still continued to work on the bits that we need to hopefully put in play on Saturday. So it has been a little bit all over the place, but not too much sort of unorganisation, because we knew the weather was coming and could plan accordingly.
And tomorrow, as you say, Aston Villa as well. We've been there a couple of times in the past. It's a great facility and ideal to continue that preparations for what's a really big game on Saturday. Yeah, it is. Like I say, we're really grateful for them to allow us to use the facility. It will be, like I say, in us just really to split the journey up, although the journey's a pretty short one this week, which is pretty good. But like I say, in terms of the game, a massively important game. A team that are above us, a team that are in the playoffs, a team that know how to be successful, because they were last year. So we know it'll be tough, but we've again tweaked little things that we want to do, hopefully that will cause them problems. One thing going there is they're very efficient and very effective at what they do, and we're going to have to be very, very good out of possession and deal with what they throw at us. Forget about, we know what style we want to impose on the game, what we want to try and do to be successful. First and foremost, you've got to deal with those other things first, and if we do that, like I say, we're in with a really good shot. We go there full of confidence and knowing that certainly short term, the next 3 games are games that we can really affect the teams that are above us in the table, and the ones that we're trying to tag onto the back end of. I know you've said it before, you said it after last week's game, but the one at Solihull is the one that could really open things up, isn't it? It's the first game of the 3, but if we could go there and get a result, then that game next week becomes absolutely massive. Yeah, I suppose the status of the games are magnified based on another win. So if you can, like say, if you can go and win at Solihull, all of a sudden the Notts County games were massive. And winning Notts County, the Boreham Wood games were massive. Yeah. It's important that you do that and you try and build the momentum and build the magnitude of the games to allow us to put ourselves in a position that we can catch and pick off the teams that are above us. In saying that, you're playing against teams that are where they are in the table for a reason. Solihull are in the playoff places. Of the 2 teams following that, in terms of Notts County and Boreham Wood, both have games in hand. I think Boreham Wood can go second with their games in hand, and Notts County will be well in the playoffs if they win their games in hand. So we look at it and we really have to
games towards the back end of the season, said before, will be must win. Although they're not must win, they probably are, because again, there's no 6 pointers, but ultimately it's 3 points that we get that they don't get, so it can make a big difference. But again, that's further down the line. First and foremost, we've got like I say, a really tough game on Saturday, but an exciting one, and one that gives us the opportunity to push ourselves further forward, and like I say, potential of more exciting games towards the back end of the season, which is something that we all, like I say, all aspire for.
And looking at Solihull, I know that you're going to presumably need to win that battle, don't you, against them. They're one of the sides who do really put pressure on their opposition, and even though they've appointed a new manager, it would be a big surprise if they changed their style for this weekend. Yeah, listen,
nothing's going to change. I think even with Tim going and James and Gary being involved, they've played a little bit more, but ultimately what they are, they're an effective team. They put you, like I say, they put you under pressure, they press, they get the ball into good areas, they get the ball in the box, they're a real threat from set pieces, and they challenge you technically, that if you want to get the ball down and be able to play, then you better be good at it, and if not, they'll win the ball in good areas, they'll win free kicks, they'll cross the ball and put the ball into three good attackers for them aerially, whether it be a combination, but it be Danny Wright and Beasley and Nathan Blissett, and they thrive on crosses, and they thrive on the ball being in and around your goal. So you listen, you need to deal with that. You need to be brave in terms of getting on the ball. You need to make good decisions when you can get it down and when you can play. But let's say we want to make the game as open as we can, because I think that'll suit us in terms of what we want to get from it and the best chance we have of winning it.
And Swain's going to be in the dugout or in the crowd, because I know he's passed his audition to be in the northwest corner with that drumming this morning, by the sounds of it.
Yeah, he couldn't help himself, could he? I think he's probably always wondered what it's like to be. I think we probably all have, to be fair. Wonder what it's like to be up there. He got a quite good voice for him. He picked an easy song, didn't he? He picked an easy song, not along with a lot of lyrics. But he got a bit of a chuckle off everyone, yeah.